people will suffer in their old age until they die. Have you experienced mistreatment and manipulation by someone who seemed to take pleasure in your suffering? It's important to know that you're not alone in this struggle. Throughout your relationship with the narcissist, you gave your all, seeking their validation, only to be met with unfair treatment. They distorted your words and emotions, belittled you without facing consequences, and may have even forgotten the hurtful things they subjected you to. So absorbed were they by their own self-centeredness. For them, the thrill of watching you suffer and exerting control was more important than your well-being. Recognizing the harm caused by such toxic relationships, we are here to offer our support. Our team provides personalized one-on-one consultations starting at just $1 a week. In these sessions, we offer guidance and assistance on your path to healing from narcissistic abuse. Take the first step toward reclaiming your power and finding peace of mind by clicking the link in the video description. Together, we will ensure that your future is filled with healthier, more fulfilling relationships. When it comes to narcissists, their enjoyment stemmed from putting you in distressing situations and deriving satisfaction from watching you struggle to recover. They took pleasure in spreading stories of your shattered state, mocking and laughing at you, reveling in your perceived vulnerability. It brought them immense delight to know they were the ones responsible for your downfall. They gloried in disclosing how they discarded you, finding pride in showcasing the pain you endured. However, there's one aspect that narcissists struggle to grasp, the concept of karma in their reckoning. Karma has a way of returning, often with great force. It might bring them the same pain they inflicted on you or, in some cases, even surpass it. Eventually, they will face the repercussions of their actions. Karma will gradually wreak havoc on them. While its effects may not manifest immediately, they will inevitably have to confront the outcomes of their behavior. They may currently believe that they have managed to escape any consequences for the injustices they subjected you to, but karma has a way of catching up with them. This is because their character is fundamentally flawed. They caused you immense harm without any effort to reconcile. They never made an attempt to rectify the situation or make amends for their wrongdoings. Naively, they assumed that they could simply abandon you amid the chaos they created and avoid being held accountable. However, this is when karma quietly enters the scene. It might offer them a fleeting moment of satisfaction for the pain they caused you, but in the end, it will rebound and lead to their own downfall. Even though they are fully aware of the harm they inflicted on you, they never took responsibility or showed any remorse. They lacked empathy and were indifferent to your suffering. This is precisely when karma intervenes, providing a semblance of justice for the narcissist, as they erroneously believe they have escaped the repercussions of mistreating you. They may even repeat their toxic behavior with someone else, thinking they have gotten away with their actions towards you without any consequences. When karma eventually catches up to them, they will comprehend why it's happening, but they will be reluctant to face it. They will persist in justifying their treatment of you, manufacturing excuses for their own pain. They will hold you accountable for their distress, placing blame on anyone but themselves. Yet, it is a direct consequence of their own actions, of what they did to you. As karma turns against them, it will uplift you and bring them down, making them grapple with the consequences of their behavior. You will finally witness justice in your favor, as all the harm they caused you returns to them. They will desperately seek alternative sources of support, individuals willing to listen to them and offer solace. Narcissists abhor solitude and consider the presence of those who they believe will shield them from karma as indispensable. However, this facade they maintain can only endure for a limited time before karma inevitably catches up to them. It might seem like they are making progress and escaping the consequences of their actions, but here's the reality. Narcissists can only feign happiness and success for brief intervals. You witnessed it firsthand. It is a relentless cycle with narcissists because every time they form a new bond, they eventually dismantle it. This is the karma they can never evade because they refuse to take responsibility for their misdeeds. They never offer genuine apologies, which is what initially entangled you with them. They deceived you by presenting themselves as someone they were not, only to later reveal their true nature. For that fleeting moment, you shielded them from the repercussions of their negative karma, unknowingly becoming a part of it. However, you soon realized that you were merely another link in the chain, a chain of bad karma that has trailed them throughout their existence. You understood that the next person they encountered would become another node in that chain. You recognized that they were trapped in a cycle of negative karma from which they couldn't break free. This realization finally brought you the justice you sought. You comprehended that their actions toward you were never truly about you. It was all about them evading karma once again. You were simply a tool they used to sidestep their inevitable fate. Now, as you focus on rebuilding your life without them and piecing together the fragments, you will begin to witness the influence of good karma permeating your life. Meanwhile, bad karma will forever be entwined with them, observing, haunting, and shadowing their every move. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you understand how karma plays a role in our lives and how it repays us based on our actions. Stay vigilant, stay aware, be courageous, and start living your best life today. When a narcissist makes people hate you, here's what you have to do that you may never think. Welcome back to our video. Today, we're diving into the well-known phenomenon of flying monkeys. Don't worry, we'll delve into that shortly. In the meantime, please make sure to click the notification bell and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on the latest content about narcissism. You can look forward to discovering many videos that may not be familiar to you, but are packed with fascinating and valuable information. Now, let's return to our main topic, the concept of flying monkeys. This video will discuss how to handle a situation where a narcissist in your life attempts to turn others against you. As a member of a society marked by self-centeredness, you've probably come across the term flying monkeys. In this scenario, the narcissist reaches out to your parents, friends, siblings, co-workers, and anyone else in your network to spread negative information about you. Their aim is to weaken your support system and sway these individuals to their side. The dynamic of flying monkeys is quite common, especially in situations like divorce, where the individuals separating often share extended family and social networks. The narcissistic partner takes advantage of this and approaches their soon-to-be ex-partner's acquaintances, sharing unfavorable stories to manipulate the narrative. Their objective is to recruit these individuals to their side, thus undermining your support system and asserting their power. In a narcissistic relationship, the targeted partner is already grappling with self-doubt due to the narcissist's gaslighting. When the narcissist infiltrates their trusted network, it exacerbates these doubts. You may wonder, how do they achieve this? Simply put, narcissists possess a significant amount of charm and charisma. They appear generous and possess a deep understanding of social dynamics, making it easy for them to establish connections. They excel at manipulating people and convincing them of the falsehoods they propagate. Their charisma allows them to create both emotional and logical appeals, which draw people in and make them want to assist. They spare no effort in tarnishing your reputation among your daughter, sibling, or friend circles, effectively controlling the narrative. When narcissists speak ill of your loved ones, they may adopt a condescending and cautious tone. But beware, as these are just a few of their tactics to elevate themselves. They excel at manipulating others to fulfill their desires, a rather distasteful skill. They're adept at using your past actions against you, or fabricating elaborate tales riddled with obvious falsehoods to achieve their goals. Their objective is quite straightforward. They crave control, and the only way to attain it is by garnering support from everyone around them. In some ways, their approach resembles the strategies children employ when playing on the playground. However, their ambitions are far more serious, and their methods prove much more effective because they aim to dominate every aspect of their environment. For a narcissist, success is paramount. Their primary driving force is the acquisition of power and control over others. Achieving this sense of control boosts their self-esteem. But what can you do if you find yourself being manipulated by them? It's well known that narcissists excel in orchestrating scenarios known as flying monkey situations. First and foremost, it's essential to allow yourself the necessary time to process your emotions regarding this issue. When a narcissist poisons the minds of those who were once close to you by spreading false allegations, it's entirely natural to feel sadness and pain. You might notice people seemingly avoiding you, failing to answer your calls, or letting you down on plans. This can create the impression that everyone is suddenly distancing themselves from you. Consider the story of a man with a self-absorbed brother. Even though his brother attempted to tarnish his reputation and spread malicious stories about him to family and friends, he was geographically distant and not in regular contact with them. Nevertheless, this act of emotional manipulation had a significant impact on this kind-hearted individual. To address the emotional repercussions, it's crucial to prioritize your well-being and seek support from trusted friends, family, or a therapist. Finally, it's important to stand strong and counter their false allegations with substantiated evidence and maintain communication with the affected individuals. During a family gathering, the compassionate brother found himself taken aback by the cold and indifferent treatment he received from everyone. He began to question his actions, wondering if he had unintentionally hurt someone, as he couldn't fathom why they were acting this way. Thoughts of whether he had missed some particular event troubled him. The confusion seemed insurmountable. A few months later, a member of his social circle informed him that his brother had been plotting to disseminate the narcissist had manipulated conversations and events. Witnessing how swiftly and effortlessly the narcissist's ego had intriguing to observe how their perceptions of him gradually shifted as they discovered his unique and compassionate nature. They were understandably puzzled, and he acknowledged that there had been regrettable discussions within the family. He offered apologies if they had overheard anything hurtful. Through this approach, he successfully reconnected with most of the individuals who had distanced themselves from him, earning back their trust and confidence. I deeply empathize with what you endured, and I can imagine how painful it must have been to witness people you considered friends and family gradually altering their perceptions of the narcissist. Some individuals, who had previously held you in high regard, managed to swiftly move past the situation. Those who remained steadfast in their trust of the lies spun by your narcissistic brother proved to be even more challenging for you. When you reached out to discuss your predicament, I encouraged you to reflect on whether it was worthwhile to retain individuals who could easily turn their backs on you. I understand this was a difficult task, especially considering your long history with these individuals. Nonetheless, if they were so readily swayed by the words of one person, it raises questions about the strength of the initial bond. It also makes you ponder why they didn't directly approach you to express their concerns, especially when the person tarnishing your image was a family member, spouse, or close friend. This situation underscores the significance of communication and the importance of honesty and open dialogue. When someone spreads lies and false narratives about you, it's vital for the people in your circle to step back from these stories and have the courage to engage in direct conversations with you regarding the situation, instead of accepting hearsay as unquestionable truth. If the individuals you considered friends and family genuinely cared about you, those with healthy relationships in your social network would have promptly engaged you in direct discussions about their concerns. These individuals are typically the first to reach out and say, "Hey, I just heard something really distressing," much like the compassionate brother in the previous case. In the mentioned story, the kind brother's one reliable and trustworthy friend was the first to notice that something was amiss and initiated a conversation with him. It was fascinating to observe how, over time, as the compassionate sibling continued engaging with the group, more and more people began expressing their worries. They recognized the disparity between what they knew about him and the unfounded accusations leveled against him. Most of the time, the honest individuals in your circle will see through the deceit and come directly to you. Rebuilding your reputation can indeed be an arduous and emotionally taxing process, particularly when you are unjustly burdened by it. It may demand significant effort, mental resilience, and time to navigate through this unkind and inequitable situation. Witnessing your relationships being put to the test can be disconcerting. However, if you reflect on the narcissist's actions, they have, in a sense, revealed the truth about certain connections. It's crucial to discern whether the individuals who were so easily swayed were genuine friends or merely acquaintances. My advice to those hurt by flying monkeys is always to respond with grace. Narcissists excel at manipulating people and exploiting their vulnerabilities. In such circumstances, it's essential to extend kindness to those who may have inadvertently fallen under the narcissist's influence. Rather than refuting rumors, it's more productive to express empathy and acknowledge the challenges faced by the person entangled in these negative narratives. You could convey your sympathy for their unfortunate position, emphasizing that you hope they know you well enough to recognize the falsehood of the accusations against you. Encourage them to engage in direct communication in the future, assuring them that you are always available to listen. You can transform the pain you've experienced into an opportunity to demonstrate your resilience and willingness to support others. To counterbalance the darkness of a narcissist, you must bring forth light. Narcissistic individuals are often driven by fear, causing them to treat others as pawns in a game to achieve their goals. When they spread malicious stories about you in an attempt to turn people against you, it's all part of their strategic game. They endeavor to deceive as many people as possible into aligning with their side, creating a cruel web of deceit. However, you need not allow them to succeed. It's possible that the narcissist in your life may divulge private and sensitive information about your relationship with others inappropriately. This breach of trust may include the disclosure of intimate family secrets, which you had expected to remain confidential. It is disheartening to contemplate their potential exploitation of such personal information, particularly when it was shared with the expectation of privacy. In such situations, it's imperative to take swift action to mend the breach. If you find that you've said something you shouldn't have, taking responsibility and making amends is crucial. In times of distress like this, therapy can be instrumental in addressing the gaslighting that may leave you feeling disoriented and unsettled. It's vital to keep in mind that there are people who genuinely support you, and you should actively seek their assistance. Much like the scenario involving the kind-hearted brother, some individuals in that person's circle acknowledged that they had heard information that seemed implausible. These are the individuals who can provide the help and support you need. When flying monkeys and narcissists attempt to turn people against you, the silver lining is that it reveals your true allies and friends. If individuals are willing to abandon you so readily, it may indicate that the foundation of the relationship was not as sturdy as it seemed. In conclusion, the most effective way to combat darkness is to introduce light into the situation. Seek out the love and backing of individuals who have faith in you and will stand by you during challenging times.